Delivery box of the TV. Look at that size. Wow, it's pretty big. Hello Internet, my name is Oleg, and here this episode we dedicate to the TVs, and my TV choice is OLED. So for me, when I was looking for TV, it wasn't really a kind of specification what QLED or OLED or LED. For me the choice was pretty well defined, and I wanted to get OLED and OLED only. So why OLED? First of all, I think the OLED TVs get most of the pictures of the quality today. And even though there are more technologies right now coming in, like QLED and LEDs, advanced LEDs and all the kind of micro LEDs and all that stuff, they're just trying to catch up to OLED of the picture quality. The only downside of the OLED, which is very well known, is the brightness of these panels is not very high like LEDs. But it's still decent enough, and it's still very good to watch all content types in different sceneries, even in the bright rooms. But the best picture quality, of course, you will get if you watch the OLED TV in a dark room or in a dimmed room. So the TVs which I got is LG B8, and this is 4K TV panel, and it's running at 120 Hz. So this is it, it's 65 inch. And let's talk about it in more details, and I'll show you why I selected this particular panel. The first thing you will notice is the design of this TV. So design is very good, it's very solid, you will see no gaps or no actual downside of the design of this TV and workmanship, how it's built. So plus the other thing is, like, the TV is very fragile because the panel is pretty thin, and that's why you have to handle it very carefully especially when you're mounting it on the wall, like I have it on the wall. But there is also a stand which is metallic stand. So as you can see, the gap between the wall and TV is very small as well. This is basically mostly done because of the electronic compartment, which is making most of the width of this TV. And it's roughly around 4.5 centimeters, which you have to put the TV on. That's going to be the gap between the wall and the TV. Otherwise, the TV will be flat on the wall. When talking about OLED TVs, the other thing is, of course, the picture quality and the color reproduction. So the other thing is, on this TV, in particular on OLED panels, because it's using WRGB technology of the pixel, once you increase the brightness of the TV, then you're actually not going to get more saturated colors, because it's just going to increase level of the white pixel. And the structure of WRGB will not allow you to lead all subpixels at the same time. So that's why when brightness goes up, the saturation is not going to follow it, so you're going to get your colors washed out. But because this TV is mostly watched in the dim rooms areas, and even then there is a reflection, like you see right now, it's pretty bright outside, but I don't see much of the reflection of this TV. The reflection of this TV, because of the anti-glare coating on this TV, the reflections are defined, but they're very, very slightly seen. From the temperature perspective, this TV is running very cool. It's mostly getting on average of 37 degrees around the TV. And if you watch it for an extensive time, then TV temperature may come up with 39 degrees Celsius, which is still very cool. And so you don't have any kind of heating up issues with this TV. From the color reproduction perspective, this TV is covering almost 96% of P3 color space. And because of the infinite contrast ratio, this is very good for watching a sports scene and actual movies. These action movies, and the response time on this panel is also very nice. The brightness, which is most of the questions for this TV, if you got like less than 5% of the TV space illuminated, the brightness can come up on regular SD pictures, like almost to 300-400 nits, and it's less than C8. But if you look at HDR content, then the brightness can come up all the way to 700 nits, which is more than decent and more than enough for normal movies to watch. The contrast ratio is very high because the pixels are being shut off individually, and that's why you have these infinite blacks and very bright whites and highlights. so the contrast because of that is very good. Now, what about gray uniformity and black uniformity? Well, the black uniformity answer is pretty straightforward because the pixels are being shut off completely. The black uniformity is out of questions because it's like that. The gray uniformity of this TV is very good as well, so if you watch the sports scenes you will really appreciate that because of these panoramic shots. Then the camera moving slowly, you don't see these dirty pictures on the screen. The so-called cloudness of the gray color, it's pretty like evenly lit on across the whole TV. Like I said, the response time on this panel is very good on all inputs. It's very responsive, so you can watch video games on that, you can do gaming, you can play games using PS4 and some other consoles as well. The only downside is that the resolution of this TV does not support 1440, which is used by Xbox, I think, and some other consoles. But all the other 4K and 1080p and everything else is supported. The TV does the upscale of the regular SD content, 1080p, and everything else get upscaled to 4K. So the upscaler works pretty decent, you don't see the actual artifacts on the screen. And right now it's running its own kind of screensaver, but in general I watched it on 4K, it's like straightforward. For 1080p, upscaling looks very good, and even for SD content like 720p and less. What about the temporary image retention and burn-in possibility? Yes, because it's a LED panel, you have a burn-in possibility which can be really avoided. Some of them has to do with refresh of the picture when TV shut off, and also when you get the logo and static images, it will be illuminated with the lowest possible light. So it will prevent TV from burning in those pictures permanently on your OLED screen, and try to avoid keeping all one static image all the time at the same places on this TV. It will create burnt in on your TV, and you will see these shadows on this image all the time once it's burning. The native refresh rate for this TV is 120 Hz, like I said earlier, so variable refresh rate is not supported because mostly that's due to the processing capabilities of this TV. You cannot really support variable refresh rate on that. Plus 120 Hz, it's very good for the picture, it's getting it more crisp. And if you want to smooth out, there is a Motion Pro settings on this TV which you can activate to get even more smooth picture on this TV while you're watching it. Out of the things, this TV got 4 HDMIs and 3 USB, plus you got antenna input as well, you got optical input on the back. You don't have analog outputs anywhere on this TV, so if you want to use something like headsets and all that stuff, you have to use a converter to get this thing going, but in general you're probably going to be using one HDMI connected to your receiver anyway, unless you use some directly connected appliances like DVD or Blu-ray players on the back on this TV. Some of the outputs which you have connections are going straight out, so that makes it difficult to connect once the TV is on the wall. But some of them are going to the side, and it's relatively easy to connect those, but I would still say that the problem is there, so it's not that obvious how to connect these cables once the TV is already on the wall. So let me show you what I did on my side. Alright, so that's the back of the wall. You see the gap is very small, and the actual reflection is here, as you can see, but if you look like that you will see the picture already. So of course the angle depends on how bright it is outside, you will see reflection. But here's the cable, so I have only one HDMI coming in, and that's pretty much it, and the power cable and Ethernet connections, because this TV got Ethernet and Wi-Fi, so you can connect that to use the content which is online. From the video format side, this TV supports HDR10, Dolby Vision, HLG. There is no support for 3D, but TV runs at 120 Hz, so the picture is very crisp and nice. The TV runs WebOS 4, and it's very responsive as well. It's got Magic Remote, here it is. So this remote also can be activated by voice, and you can talk to your TV, and it will use ThinQ interface to actual AI. This is AI, and it's basically assistant, which will allow you to help to navigate through TV. All you have to do is just press this microphone and say, find Avengers on Netflix. And it will go and search it, and it will find it for you, so you can watch it, and you can see this Google thing. And here it is. So this is the results, and you can look and watch those. The thing is, the TV got also predefined buttons for Netflix, This is one, and also from Amazon. And the interface is pretty straightforward. Even though with Alpha 7 CPU, it's still very responsive. So if you press home button, you will see it's getting relatively fast, and you don't have any lags on that. The thing which I like also about this TV, it's its ability to watch the free channels using the Channel Plus connection. So this one is actually giving you internet-based channels, and internet-based channels are combined into the menu. So you will see those, and you will see the guide as well. Plus it's getting updated all the time, so all the new channels coming up almost every day. And right now I have like more than 200 channels which are going through internet, and you can watch them for free. So here, and this is the actual list of the channels, and there is much more coming in. Plus I got some channels connected through the antenna, which I see on regular antenna connection. But all of them are combined into one, and you can watch it through the guide as well. So all of those is reminding you how to use your digital box, or the ones which you actually used to have on a separate appliance. Now everything is integrated into this TV here. So you have all these things coming up with the time and everything, and the current time. So no difference from if you look at satellite appliance to watch the actual channels over the satellite. What about the sound? The sound, this TV is capable of Dolby Atmos. I'm connecting it to my receiver here, and this is Dolby Atmos capable receiver, so I don't have that kind of concern. But if you want to watch and get a good sound, make sure to get the sound bar even from LG or some other vendors. So what are my conclusions about this TV set? This TV is pretty much all you need in your modern living room, because its quality of the picture is amazing. The sound is bearable, so it's good. Like, you can turn on the sound and you'll hear it. But the thing is, if you're really gonna get loud, then the distortion will play into the equation as well, and you better be much better off if you're really big fan of amazing bass and low frequencies volumes, then on the higher volume that will introduce some kind of artifacts and distortion. So the level of that will be feasible if you go very high on the volume. So if you really want that, then my recommendation would be to get a soundbar or connect it to external receiver and use your sound system to provide amazing sound for this particular TV. From the quality of the picture, I have no words, because this is the best picture I've seen. If you compare it to QLED, Nano-LED, or whatever is new technology, IPS matrices and all the LED displays, they are not even close. Like I said, they all trying to catch up to OLED in that regard. But from the brightness perspective, again, this TV is not the brightest. If you want really bright TV, and you're really going to be much better off using QLED or some technology from Samsung, or maybe some LED, because they can actually come up very high in brightness, and the nits value will be very, very high. This TV is not that. This TV is all about quality of the picture, not the brightness of the picture in that regard. If you're really actually using this TV and the illumination of the screen is more than like 50% is a white area, or even that, and like even more than like 25% maybe, the normal usage is much less than that. But if that's the picture you're going to be looking at, you will see that automatic system will actually dim the display a little bit. That's done to save the OLED panel so from the actual burn-in, and it will actually automatically decrease the brightness a little bit. So, but on a normal circumstances, when you're going to be watching live feeds, or you're going to be watching movies, you will barely see it unless you, like I said, unless the scenery will get really, really bright, and this is where you will see slight dimming taking place by automatic system, which will actually control this TV. Alright, so will I recommend this TV to you guys actually to see? If you're potentially looking at a new TV in 2018, this model is very good. The price wise, they're still quite expensive. Like, you can see anything between $3,200 to all the way to $4,000 for this TV. But does it worth it? In my opinion, it totally does, right? Because the picture quality is all you need on this TV, and that's where you're going to be amazed. Again, the size and the thickness of this TV, it's very impressive as well. It's adding some fragility when you're going to be moving TV back and forth, but if you're going to install it and keep it in one place, then this TV is pretty much solid, is well made, so you're not going to have any problems with that. From the perspective of actual menus and stuff, like this TV is amazing because the WebOS interface, WebOS 4, is much better than the previous releases and it's fast as well, even on this Alpha 7 based TV. If you got something like C8 TV, which is running on Alpha 9, then you're gonna get even faster interface experience than this what you have here. But for me, this is more than enough as well. So from the menu perspective, everything is pretty much operated with this remote. And if you go, there is a pointer, and that pointer makes your experience with the television is much more fluent and natural, right? Because all you have to do is just point to the right thing and click, and here we go. Also, the settings are pretty intuitive as well. If you want that video to get into depth of the settings, to see how to control this TV and how to make particular settings going, then put the comment in the description down below and in the comment fields down below, and I will shoot another video for this. The modes on this TV, like cinema modes, game modes, PC mode, all of those are available for you, and most of them are running at 120 Hz. But if you're gonna get like consistent image connected this television to your PC system, to your computer directly, then yeah, just be aware of the permanent burns in, because you don't want really static images to be displayed all the time in the same place on this television. It will create a burn-in, and that's not pleasant. Alright guys, anyway, that's my opinion on this television. I really like it, and I would highly recommend, if you're looking and you're on the market for getting new television, that's the choice which you will not regret. Alright guys, that's it for today's review of this LG 65-inch OLED TV. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying with me till the end. If you like this video, click subscribe button, click like button. Make sure the bell notification is clicked as well, so you will be notified when the next amazing video is released. Until then, peace.